What's up, everybody? John Eric Pola here with My MMA News, and today's guest happens to be a big Sopranos fan from New Jersey. He's also a talented fighter as well. I'm sure you've all heard of him. He is UFC welterweight Mickey Gall. He fights this weekend at UFC Vegas 32, where he meets Jordan Williams. Those two men will be starting off the main card on ESPN, so make sure you guys are checking this out this weekend. Let's bring Mickey in here. Mickey, it's been a while since we've done an interview. How you doing? We've had conversations over the last year, but it's been about a year since we've been in a setting like this. How are you doing?
Man, it's been that long, huh? Crazy, man. I've been doing well.
Good to hear, and it has been this long since we've done one of these. It was before your last fight with Mike Perry, and before we get into anything with this fight camp, I do want to just kind of get everybody caught up in the life of Mickey Gall here. So we'll start with that last fight of yours that happened about a year ago. Great fight, very close. Obviously, Mike did edge you on the scorecards 2-1. But what did you take away from that experience? Because every fight, whether you go out there you win or lose, there's always something to take away from it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, I felt good in the fight. I liked the matchup, all that stuff. Shit happens sometimes. You just end up on the other side of the thing. I guess there's a few tactical errors I made during the fight, but nothing I was too. You always learn more from the losses than the wins. So they're always blessings in disguise.
I understand completely, and one of the things that I took away from that fight was your stand-up looked fantastic. That's probably the best we've ever seen you on your feet. Do you think that this is starting to be more like of a new wrinkle for you in your game, that you're really starting to evolve as a fighter?
Absolutely. Since I was like 16 to like 21, I really fell in love with jiu-jitsu, and around I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt, proud of it. That's a really strong aspect of my game and big part of my life. Trained under David Adib and with like LJ Raboli, all the guys at Grace, New Jersey. That's my family. But I really fell in love with striking. As a kid, like I liked it. Like I did a little boxing and stuff, but not to the way I competed in jiu-jitsu. And I really like fall in love with the whole striking game, and that's become like another huge love of mine. I know even in my early UFC fights, I wasn't as comfortable on my feet, and I'm head and shoulders above that. In fights deep into I wasn't nearly as comfortable as I am now striking. And I think you can see the difference. Like I didn't really have I knew how to like fight and stuff, but I didn't know how to lay traps and set things up and do stuff like that. And I've just learned. I've been blessed to learn from like some great strikers and striking coaches, and I love it. I like to strike.
Well, that's good to hear. We're glad to see that you're becoming this complete fighter now, and we're really looking forward to see what you're going to do this weekend. And before we get into that, too, just one other thing that I wanted to ask you about. You were supposed to have a second fight in 2020. An injury kind of prevented you from having that. You had to pull out of the fight. How you feeling now? I know you had a lot of time to recover from that. How you feeling as you head into this Saturday?
I feel good, man. Tired and sore. A lot of camp. A lot of camp spent time like that, but kept pushing, doing more rounds, getting Shark Tanks, doing more rounds. Got my cardio up, and just my full game is just well rounded and feeling strong, feeling dangerous. I was supposed to fight. I was trying to like stay active. Like I've been trying a lot, and I think I stayed a little too active, and I hurt myself. It sucked. I had to pull out. It was the first time I ever had to pull out of a fight. I thought I'd never have to do it, but it was pretty debilitating. Where I wasn't gonna. I didn't think I'd make as good a showing of myself. So I had to do that, deal with the recovery, all that BS. Doing PT and exercises and boring shit, not like the stuff we like to do, fly around, hit people, wrestle, and all that stuff. But I'm happy to be through it now.
And it's something that maybe over the last, I want to say, maybe 2, 3, maybe even 4 years now, we're really seeing fighters talk a lot more about the recovery aspect of the game. Is this something that maybe you've now learned, that the recovery part is extremely important in the sport?
Yeah, man. I always like heard and knew it was important, but it's one of those things I think you just have to like kind of, it's like a hard lesson you have to learn. Like I always learned from David Adib, like the like a smart man learns from his own mistakes, but a smarter man learns from other people's mistakes. And I've always like carried that with me. But I also learned that so some things you just got to learn the hard way. There's some things like the real lesson is when you actually like will lose something. I lost out on that opportunity to compete and fight, and that teaches you.
Yeah, it's always a learning experience no matter what you do, any type of field that you're in. Doesn't matter whether you're a professional athlete, doing interviews, you're a doctor, whatever it is, there's always those life lessons and those moments that you learn from. And now, Mickey, let's start getting into the actual fight itself here now. We'll start with your fight camp. I know you did some moving around a little bit. You spent some time in Ohio with Matt Brown. He then obviously came out to Jersey to help you towards the end there. Just tell everybody a little bit about your fight camp and how it all went.
Well, man. I'm really I have a great support system around me and a great team who really cares about me and loves me. Matt Brown was a huge addition. We started training together in the past like 2 years, year and a half, whatever it's been. I made several trips out to Ohio for his camps. He's come to Jersey for mine. I was in Abu Dhabi with him when I cornered him. And I got to take a big hat off to LJ Raboli, who is not only one of the most talented up and coming fighters, but it's a rare thing where he's just as talented as a coach. Like I've been talking about it for years that he'll be in the UFC soon and he'll be making big waves and big noise. But he's as a coach, he's helped me tremendously, and it's so impressive because he's a 26-year-old kid, but he has a mind for this sport. Like it's just so impressive. He's such an impressive young man. It's like I owe a lot to him, and obviously David Adib, who's our general, is always with these guys are with me 2 times a day, every day, and I just came from the gym with them earlier, and they'll be coming out to Vegas with me, and there's no other people I'd rather have in my foxhole than them.
I bet, and you guys have been so close for a while now. And now let's talk about Jordan as an opponent. What have you seen out of him? I know obviously you've been studying him for quite some time. Now the fight this weekend, what's it been like as you've been preparing for him? Like, what have you seen out of him?
He's a tough kid. He's durable. He fought up at 85. So he's I thought he looked good up there. He pressures. He's a well-rounded game. Southpaw, which is freaking annoying. I got to find all the southpaws for the past few months to go with. But I think he's a tough guy. I think he's a formidable matchup. He seems like a good person, and I think we're going to put on a show for the people.
Awesome. Everybody likes a good scrap, and now I want to kind of put things full circle here. So before we were talking about how you've been evolving, how you're comfortable on the feet. Well, it's crazy to think when I look at this matchup is he actually has more fights than you've had, but it's like crazy thinking that because you've been in the UFC for so long now. Given what we were talking about before, about how you're starting to evolve now, and now how I just said he's actually technically had more fights than you, is this going to be the best Mickey Gall that we've seen, that you're now starting to really come into your own, and that you're a guy that's now starting to become more of a veteran now in the sport here a little bit?
Shit, it better be. It better be. I haven't been busting my ass for nothing. I've been fortunate to, almost everyone I fought has had more fights than me, and that's something I'm familiar with. And this guy doesn't have like many more fights than me. He's got just like a couple, but yeah, man, I've been busting my ass, so I believe this is going to be the best version of me, and I'm going to keep building on that. Like I said, I was in the UFC at 1-0, crazy, weird, you know what I mean? But with that, I was fortunate to be able to have a lot of places have opened up to me. I've been able to go to TriStar, train with like Faraz and GSP and those guys up there. I've been able to go to American Top Team, train those guys up there. I go to Cali, train with like Joe Schilling and D-Rod, who just got a big win last night. And Eve Edwards, Jason Manley, just a whole bunch of people all around the world. And, now I'm I've been working a lot with Matt Brown. We've been clicking, doing a lot of good stuff together. And yeah, man, just I've been doing my best to take advantage of all the opportunities that have been presented to me. And yeah, I wanna put on a good show. I want to go in there and represent my people, my family, everybody well.
And another thing too, from getting that early start in the UFC, and of course with that first fight in the UFC being against CM Punk, it really opened doors outside of the fight game too.
That was the second one. I did the Mike Jackson one, then CM Punk, and then Sage.
I got you. Well, okay. Well, with all of those too, those were right in that time span too. That a lot of things that you were really hot item there when you first got in because of that CM Punk matchup, and that opened some of the doors for you on the outside of the fight game too. Because you've starred in a couple of movies now. You did some work with Mark Wahlberg, of course. Born a Champion that just came out a few months ago with Sean Patrick Flannery. You were in that. What's it been like for you being on these movie sets and doing different things like that?
Man, that stuff's fun. There's the buzz or the high you get from fighting. There's nothing that can like replicate that. They say there's nothing you could smoke, snort, or shoot that gives you that high. And it's crazy. You get to go in there, and I miss it. I can't. That's why I'm chomping at the bit for Saturday. You get to go in there and feel like a god. You get to be a real man. The few men who get to like do this, like this is what our ancestors came up smashing their bones against each other to see who survives and who keeps their bloodline alive. And I get to do that. And there's no bullshit in it. It's, one man's going to fall we're going to see who the winner is, who the dominant man is. And that's great. But I like doing the movies and the stuff like that. I have a few more actually in the works, but it's cool because like it's like fighting where they're like ready, go. And you either like can deliver the lines and do the whatever's happening in the scene, or you can't. Just like we're fighting, but with acting, instead they get to be like cut, try it again. Fighting, there's no cuts, there's no breaks. You know what I mean? So it's like, but I still get a similar buzz from that, where it's like, all right, ready, the moment's now, boom, go. So I like that. It's fun, man. It's fun to act and make cool movies and stuff. Like I like with the fighting, you get to paint your picture in the fight. You know what I mean? You get to that's our art. We get to put on a fight, and what we do there is captured on film, and goes a million see. And it's the same thing with movies. I think all that stuff's really cool. I enjoy it. I enjoy entertaining.
And speaking of movies, this is a movie that you're not starring in, but a movie that you're definitely excited about, as am I. The Sopranos prequel's coming out, The Many Saints of Newark, that'll be out this fall. Trailer just got released a couple weeks ago. What were your thoughts when you first saw the trailer?
Well, I was underwhelmed by the trailer, but I like that because they didn't give it too much away or give really anything away. Like, we don't know what the whole story. Obviously, we know it's going to be, with Christopher's dad, Dickie Moltisanti, and a young Tony Soprano played by his own son. So I'm excited. I'll be seeing that the first night it's out. Man, I wish I got in that movie. I should have went to that. They did that open call in Jersey, that open casting like they do. I don't know if they even hired anyone from it, but I should have shot my shot there.
You could have been the guy in the prequel or in the trailer that what do you call it, Tony a jerk off, and he got punched in the face. That could have been you, Mickey. You could have been talking a little trash to Tony Soprano.
Yeah, I've gotten punched in the face and beat up on some films before, so yeah, that definitely could have been me.
It would have fit the narrative. And one other narrative too, Ray Liotta, big mobster star in a lot of different movies. He's going to be in this one. We don't know who he's playing yet. I'm not even taking a guess. Do you have any idea though who he could possibly be in this film?
I think well, bro, like like you, I'm a Sopranos connoisseur. So I heard he's playing Dickie Moltisanti's father. Dickie Moltisanti's Chris Moltisanti's father. So he's Chris's grandfather. That's what I heard.
Ah, no kidding. Now, did you read that somewhere, or is this your own personal guess?
I saw it somewhere.
Ah, okay. So yeah, you had a little bit of a spoiler towards it, maybe. But another character too in the film that we have to talk about, Big Pussy, I believe, is being played by Joey Diaz. He's of course is a huge UFC fan. You've been on his podcast before. You don't think it is?
I don't think it is. I don't think that it. No. I think it's gonna be a younger. Joey looks like Pussy looks in like now. you know? So I think it's going to be a younger guy. I think Pussy's going to be, I think Joey's going to be like a different character, like just someone in the crew. I don't think he's playing a young. Actually, as a joke, I think I made that joke to him, saying like, "What are you going to play, young Pussy?" I was like, "You're too old for that." But he was like, "No, no." I think he said he's just in Johnny Soprano's crew. But yeah, but everyone would think that would be him. But he's, he now how could he play a young Pussy when he's like, you know what I mean, in his 50s?
Yeah, that is true. I don't know what I was thinking there, but it's definitely because of the voice and everything.
And I got to straighten you out over here, bro. I got to straighten you out a little bit.
Seriously, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about over here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do like a separate, just like a Sopranos episode or something. We just talk just Sopranos.
Oh, 100%. Right before the movie comes out, we'll definitely do this again, and we're going to talk nothing but Sopranos. And one other Sopranos thing, though, too, before we jump topics here. Of course, whenever you walk out to the octagon, Hey Mickey starts playing, but then about halfway through, it transitions into the Sopranos. You going to do that Sopranos theme song again?
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep that. I think I'm going to keep that going.
Yeah, you better, because Sopranos Nation loves it.
Kid from Jersey rolling up in there to catch a body, I think it's pretty fitting.
Well, I can tell you that Sopranos Nation absolutely loves it because there's a Sopranos page on Facebook. The Sopranos Commission is what it's called. And I remember before your last fight, somebody took a screenshot of you walking out and goes, "This kid's from Jersey," and he comes to the Sopranos theme song and everybody's liking it and saying how cool it is. So Sopranos Nation has your back, Mickey. Make sure you know that.
That's what's up. I'm happy to hear that. That's good news.
And now let's move to one other thing here before I let you go. It's a big week, of course, coming up in the Gall household, not just because of you and your fight, but it's your sister's soberversary coming up. Obviously, a great journey there. How excited are you, or how proud are you of her and what she's accomplished over the past few years?
Oh, man. Proud is an understatement. I appreciate you bringing that up. That's tomorrow. Today is the 18th is my mom's birthday. Tomorrow's the 19th is my sister's 7-year sobriety date. And she's just been killing it. I'm really proud. Like I said, proud is an understatement. She's been doing amazing. And yeah, I'm excited to celebrate that with her and go cap it off with a W. But yeah, it's a huge thing. And they say like after 7 years, like every cell in your body has changed. So I think 7 is a big one. You know what I mean? It's like she's been that person, and this person that she always has been, and now she, is really flourishing, and it's awesome. And I appreciate you remembering that and bringing that up.
Hey, no problem at all, Mickey. I'm a big fan of all of you guys. I always love seeing all the posts there on your social media accounts. A great family. And before you roll out, Mickey, I just gave you a little shout out there for your social media. Tell everybody where they can find you, and then you have new clothing coming out I just saw on Instagram, so tell everybody where they get that as well.
Yeah, so I'm at Mickey Gall, Mickey like the mouse, MICKEY GALL. And I teamed up with Takedown, who's a really cool clothing company, and they made the sickest merch I've had yet. It's super cool. I really think I love it. I think everybody's gonna like it. I've been getting a grert response from people. They've been telling me how much they love it, and people are placing orders, and I'm very appreciative and grateful for that. It's cool for me to have people wearing my shirt and wearing my name and stuff like that. It's it's an honor, and I'm really excited about the stuff. I think it's so cool. I think people are gonna really love it. And I think we should start the rumor that we're like second cousins or something. And if anyone asks, I'll be like, yeah, no, absolutely.
We do look a lot alike. We could definitely pass that off there. It definitely would work.
Yeah, I think we do that. We go with that. If anyone asks anymore, you say like, yeah, we're related, we're cousins, and I'll be like, yeah, no. When it comes back to me, I'll be like, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Perfect. And I'm gonna actually have you come up to the bar one of these times here in northeastern Pennsylvania. We're gonna piss people off. I'll be like, oh yeah, you got a problem? Deal with my cousin right behind me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, there you guys have it. That was my cousin Mickey Gall. Of course, we are related too. I mean, we look so much alike. If you haven't noticed by now. And make sure you check out Mickey's fight this weekend at UFC Vegas 32. They kick off the main card. Main card starts, I believe, at 7 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys watch that this weekend. Also, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and give me a follow at John Eric Poli on Instagram and Twitter. Also, I know you guys are doing this one already, but I'll just remind you anyway, MyMMANews. Keep going to our website to see all the great content that comes out. Also, our site owner, Eric Kowal, posts a lot of funny memes on our social media accounts, so make sure you guys go and give us a like on a follow on that as well. We'll see you later, everybody.